So Alex, we were just talking a little bit about, solutioning, being the bridge to the different gaps when it comes to technology and production and introducing that. What would you consider to be the foundation of our approach when communicating to clients and then guiding them through the customer journey?
It really comes down to partnership, right? When you work with cast and crew, you're working with partners, not just on our team, but across cast and crew, right? We have a lot of different subject matter experts in the building. But I think that partnership helps to inspire collaboration, right? When you come to cast and crew with a problem or a challenge that you're facing, you know that you're going to be supported from each team along the way. And through that partnership, we're able to actually create momentum. There's this idea that a production at rest stays at rest, right? And a production in motion is going to stay in motion. And we're here to help you kind of overcome that inertia and really drive production toward movement as opposed to lack thereof.
Yeah. And I also think, too, the key word going back to partnership, it's a small industry. It's big, but it's small.
Yeah.
We do know a lot of, our clients and very well. We've worked with them over and over and over again on multiple productions. So this concept of partnership is really key, which then also leads to communication and solving problems together so that, again, going back to your comment about so that they can be creative because they have to do what they do. And in order to do that, we have to be at our best, communicating with them, partnering with them, and driving them to success.
Couldn't agree more.
So how are we going to approach some of the changes that are coming in the next 5 years?
So I think predictive data modeling through AI is going to be really big. AI is going to be important for smaller productions that maybe have less resources to be able to achieve more on those limited budgets and with limited resources. And also for your larger productions, you can better forecast, the next blockbuster hit and what are the pieces of the puzzle that kind of go into that and how do you navigate them? Yeah. Additionally, productions will be able to operate, more agilely with fewer people and create similar results, which is really, really great. Lets the subject matter experts on the creative side of things focus on that creative they do so well. And it'll also make productions more adaptive to their changing environment, to those changing circumstances that they're dealing with. It's also going to be really, really important to stay updated on technology if you're working in the industry, whether it's you or me or your folks who are actually doing the production work. Yeah. That ability is going to really kind of separate the people who are really, really skilled at utilizing and leveraging AI as opposed to those who are kind of just copying and pasting it out of ChatGPT.
and I think that's the big difference, right? Because AI is already here.
Yeah.
It's been here. Let's just be real about that. It's just a question about how you're utilizing it, how are you incorporating it, and to what degree are you able to? And I think that's going to be a real interesting sort of journey in the next 5 years with productions, but also our products and how we basically grow.
And how can we learn from our experiences too? How can we continue to build on top of that and make a better production?
I completely agree. Yeah. So you and I, we talked a little bit about AI. We talked about how the future is going to be shaping up. I think there's an important element we do need to talk about, which is beyond the technology, but rather the human connection.
Yeah.
Right? Between ourselves and our clients, going back to partnership, going back to communication, reminded of how we handled, let's say, the pandemic. And what that was like, because you and I were here before that and then had to navigate through the pandemic and suddenly, being removed and really transacting sort of digitally and really having that, what did that look like and how did we interact with our clients and why was that so important? So can you talk a little bit more about that too?
Yeah, absolutely. And you and I are both kind of social butterflies, so I feel like when that happened, it was really jarring, right? Yeah. The idea of, I want to be able to reach out to people. I want to still be able to have that human connection and having to find that place in the technology landscape that was thrust upon us. But ultimately, I think the future is really bright, right? We have a lot of different nuances in the industry becoming more complex, from more complex agreements that are being agreed to kind of all of the fast-natured kind of pivoting that we have to do with our technology. But that human connection is really going to be needed to support technology through those subject matter experts who are going to be able to focus more on the subject matter that they're doing as opposed to the kind of mental hurdle of navigating all of that technology. And it also is going to come down to a human connection with customer success, right? There is this concept of client service, which has existed for a long time and is absolutely vital. It's tactical, it is a little bit more transactional, and it's a little bit more reactive. Hey, we as a client need something, and client service is able to help us get that. What customer success helps bring to the fold is more of a proactive approach, right?
Exactly.
This idea of, I know my customer well enough, I can anticipate their needs, I understand the nature of production, and knowing that, hey, this production's traveling. There's some complexities that come along with traveling productions that we need to think about, and helping to actually get ahead of those as opposed to waiting until we're trying to process payroll as a result of those.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to the partnership. Yeah. Having that trust, having that communication, to be able to be that partner to help bridge that gap, to help them get over the hump, if you will, when it comes to that. So I think, again, I never want to lose sight of that human connection, the ability to pick up a phone and call them, talk them through, what particular hurdle they're experiencing at that moment.
With technology, just because you might be communicating with a chatbot to help answer a simple transactional question for you, that's still not going to have that same level of prediction and foresight that a human who knows your company, knows your production is going to be able to have.
In thinking about customer success and the approach that we take with our clients, talk to me a little bit more about how we actually intertwine and bridge the gap between technology and their sort of day-to-day and what their goals are that they need to accomplish.
Well, technology can be rigid, and as much as we want to add flexibility to it, right? We've all been on the receiving end of some sort of technology that is not understanding us at a core level, right? That's where the empathetic approach, I think, of customer success really comes in, right? You're having that foresight, you're having that proactive approach to anticipating the needs of production in that space, and also anticipating the potential needs of technology in order to prep that technology and make sure that it is working as intended for the very specific needs of a certain production as opposed to another.
It's really understanding the role and how we play, how our role is integral to the success of our clients. And again, bridging that gap between what their goals are and what are the products and services that we offer, and how do we drive them to success.
Yeah, it's kind of like the opposite bookend to client service, where we have that team that is able to get tactical, that is able to triage, that's able to help us fulfill what needs we maybe didn't know about prior. And then customer success, on the other hand, is able to help anticipate those needs, get ahead of them, and proactively kind of think about them and make the technology work best for that particular production.
I love it. Well said, Alex. Well, Alex, this was so much fun.
This was really fun.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I'd do this again.
Yeah. So next week?
Absolutely. Same time, same place. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.